From the bayous in Louisiana to the timber country up north, you'll find them out on the trap line, chasing furs to put up on the board, mixing up another batch of that magical stuff, chilling around the fire after the show. Hey, it's Sarah and Jeff, and maybe a guest on the Trappin' Radio 2.0.
Hello and welcome to Trappin' Radio 2.0. This is Jeff Dunlap. I'll be hosting this operation or disaster, or we'll see in an hour how it turns out. But I appreciate everybody tuning in and listening and recommending it to friends and just sharing it around the different social media and helping us to get it to grow. We really see a increase in the numbers of people listening, and we really appreciate that. We do it if one person was listening, but it's always nice when you're doing something, to get a big good reaction back out of it. So anyways, we really appreciate it. We're gonna cover our sponsors because they help pay for the server, and we are first sponsor is FNTpost.com. They're out of Alpena, Michigan. They have everything you need for trapping, hunting with hounds, predator calling, skinning, fleshing, just about anything. They got in their building they got a fur room. You could buy one for your wife and your girlfriend, and hopefully the two never meet. But they both would appreciate you buying them a nice tan fur, and they sell the blankets made of fur. So just saying, you got to take care of your wife and your girlfriend. So not that I know that from personal experience. So. And then, and you can reach F&T at their website, www.fntpost.com. And tell them that I told you to call. So, at 989-354-8727. It used to be their phone number was 727. And that was the Hubbard Lake Exchange, Hubbard Lake, Michigan, even though they're out of Alpena. So that's why I always start to say the 727. But it's 989-354-8727. And we also have funky trap tags and trapping supplies out of Guthrie Center, Iowa. Alan Sayer, the owner, and Little Alan. If you get Little Alan on the phone, generally Little Alan, there's Big Alan and Little Alan. And I started calling Little Alan Handsome Alan. And every time he agrees that he'll answer to Handsome Alan, I say, so you're saying Alan Sayer is the ugly Alan? And he says, no, that's not what I'm saying. So if you call there to Funkies, give Little Alan some shit and call him Handsome Alan. Is this Handsome Alan? So it's just something fun. When you call up, it's nice to have a rapport with somebody, and laugh and joke and. I love that. I love to laugh and joke and have a good time and not take things too seriously. So, you can get a hold of Handsome Alan if you need any trapping supplies at funkytraptags.com, I believe. So, I don't know. I just stop in there and pick up what I need. So I don't even go on their website. I've been on there before, but just not recently. So, so those are, two good ones. The other thing is, Allen still sends out, for Dunlap lures, F&T is the distributor. We take the stuff in there and they send it out for us, and and I don't retail. The reason I don't retail is I couldn't go trapping. You can't do everything. Yeah, you'd make, instead of selling it for wholesale, you'd get retail, but you can't do everything and trap. And most of the people that get into the trapping industry, are sending out stuff for their website and doing this and this. And so I'm not willing to, I didn't get into this to stop trapping. That's my first love of all this is the trapping. And, right. And now it's, tied up with lure making and, seeing the reaction from the animals. But I'm not willing to give up the trapping to send out stuff, to people. I'm not. And, so F&T is my distributor, has been since I started. That was always my plan. I did not want to send out retail stuff. We send out hoodies and stuff like that. But people, if we're out of town, we can throw some in a bag in the back seat. And if we run out, we tell the people, hey, we're out of town trapping. Can you wait a week? And everybody's always been super nice about it. It's not like bait and lure where, you need it. You ran out and you need it right now. So everybody's always been super about it, Usually if you communicate with somebody, they're pretty understanding, especially, trappers. And, so Clint had it set up with Predator Control Group is a distributor for Predator Control Group. Allen sends out all the stuff. We take it to Allen. But one change that we made, if you know anything about Dunlap lures, we have the lures are 1 ounce and they're 4 ounce. And a lot of the Eastern guys, that's what we do is it's 1 ounce and 4 ounce. It seems like it's a Western thing where they go 2 ounce and 4 ounce or just 4 ounce. And, to me, we're set up for 1 and 4 ounce. I think that's a better, thing for a beginner trapper to buy a 1 ounce lure rather than a 2 ounce. And so what I do is we've already started. Allen has everything in the 1 ounce and 4 ounce sizes, and you can still get it in the 2 ounce sizes if you absolutely have to have it for quite a while because there's a real big stock that Clint had built up. So you can go through F&T or anybody else or Allen or wherever, to get 2 ounce on most items. You can find them. Cumberland's and everybody else that handles it, WCS. Mike Murray out of West Virginia, a lot of them have a lot of the 2 ounces left. But we've already, last June, July, we were already switching over to the 1 and the 4 ounce. So, you'll be able to, get it from, F&T and Funky's right now. And I think Mike Murray out of West Virginia has a bunch of the 1 and 4 ounce. So, and a lot of with Clint stuff, you could buy it like in a 4 ounce, but you couldn't get a 2 ounce. And, or you could buy the 2 ounce, but you couldn't get the 4 ounce, and I just wanted to standardize everything. It's easier for people, with catalogs and stuff like that. And, and not have like 27 different prices. And, I just wanted to standardize everything. Me and Sarah did. And, it's easier for somebody that's just getting into trapping, to spend $750 on a 1 ounce lure than, 13 seems like a lot more, even though you're getting, double the lure. So, that just to explain to you what's going on. You guys have bought off Clint for a long time. I talked to him. And he said that the reason he didn't do it, he didn't want to fill that many bottles. That's the only reason that he didn't do, the 1 ounce. And he said some of his, he wouldn't add 2 ounces if it wasn't for F&T pushing him that they wanted him. So, it's just, it's the same lure, made the same way. Everything's the same except for the bottle. And I also think that the lure holds up better in the glass. as far as, like in 1 or 2 ounces. I think that it loses something over time in the plastic. So that's just my opinion. I mean, in my opinion, in this is, the way it goes. Unless customers really start complaining about something, I generally do what I want to do. And even if they start complaining, a lot of times I'll still do what I want to do because, I'm the one that has to do it. So, and then I ask Sarah if it's okay, and then, then we go that way. Or we don't. And you never hear about it. So, anyways, so with Alan, you can, in F&T right now, Mike Murray, I know you can get the ones in the 4 ounces, so just a little update on, what's going on with that. Very soon, we will have the Predator Control Group website up. Sarah's building a new website, more user-friendly, and so you'll be able to go on there and order the 1 and 4 ounce, right from us. So, and then Alan ships it out for us. So, the retail orders. But you'll be able to go right on our website, Predator Control Group website, and order the 1 and the 4s very soon. In fact, we even have Sarah's sister involved now, and she's helping with she-traps, to take some stress off, because I told Sarah, I said, we're trappers first, and, we need to have this where, it's, we don't have to go to the post office to send this stuff out as much. And so Sarah's sister is, involved with the sending it out, the she-trap stuff with us. So, that's kind of taken the load off Sarah a little bit. And because like I say, there is only so much time in a day. I don't care. Sarah and her sister are the hardest workers that I know. F&T guys come in right there with them. But them two do not stop. And then they make me don't stop because they don't care if I go in the house or quit or whatever. But you got 2 women out there outworking me. I gotta be out there and do it. So, but it's nice to have. Her name is Jessie, and you've seen her daughter, Kinsley. Sarah's niece going out trapping with us. She's the dark-haired, cute little girl. So, it's great to have the family involved in the business, and everything that's made, I make it or Sarah makes it, and, and we bottle it and do all that. Jessie helps us, do some bottling and labeling and stuff like that, but when it's put in a container to go put in a bottle, the only people that's touched it was me or Sarah. So, and that's the way we want it. So, I guess in the end on that, if you have wanted to try a Predator Control Group lure, but you didn't want to pay $13 or whatever for it, here's your chance. You're going to be $7.50 for a 1 ounce lure. The other good news is, well, the other sponsor I got to say is Sarah. We thought, well, we'll just sponsor it ourselves, and then we have a tax write-off. So it's Sarah's TrapLineLures.com. They go check out Sarah's website. Me and Sarah are partners on she traps, but she runs it. She makes the decisions. I don't step on her toes on it, and she does the same with me with Dunlap Lures. She's half owner in it. We're together on it, but I generally am making like I put the post up on Facebook. She does it on She Traps, and when there's a problem with something, then we come together and do it. Otherwise, we kind of do our own thing, and shoot some ideas off each other. But, so you should go and check her website out, shetraps.com. And She got lots of great stuff on there. And and like I say, we're partners on them. But and then on Predator Control Group, we're partners on that. We bought it from Clint together, and we're still feeling our way around on that. But we got some exciting things coming that's going to be happening with that, and I'm excited about it. So the other thing we have is I talked to. I don't really know whether to say his name or not. I'll just say Trevor, and he definitely said that he told me that the fur prices. He asked me how many coon I had. He's interested in some coon. And I said, well, all mine are already committed for. He said, how many you got? I said, I don't know. Like 4 freezers full, but, I don't have an exact number. 2 freezers down to Iowa are full. We sent some with Nick. We got a freezer here that's full, a partial another freezer that's full here in Michigan. And then Haggerty took so I don't know how many coon we have. It could be 400. It could be 650. I don't know. I know that's a heck of a spread. We were just killing coon, skinning them, and throwing them in freezers, and people hauling them home. And I have no idea. I guess it's kind of like the gambler. Don't count your money while you're sitting at the table. So don't count your coon while you're killing them. So he said that don't be in a big hurry. He says, you got any otter? I said, yeah, I got some left from last year. That I didn't get all the way done up and sent in to get tanned. And he said, well, don't be in a hurry to sell them because right now, he said, you get, probably a $40 average out of them otter. But he says, don't be in a hurry to sell them because he said, I believe they're going to be going up. So he was interested in coon, Iowa coon. He's been buying Michigan coon and stuff. But beaver, he's definitely interested in, which we're going to kind of cover a little bit of the beaver stuff tonight. And he said that, what the hell else was he interested in? Before he was talking about red fox. He didn't say anything about red fox tonight, but that doesn't mean anything because we were talking about some other stuff. Cats, bobcats. Because I told him, and this will be something else I'm talking about later, about me and Sarah's trip. I told him, I said, we're going after some cats. And he said he was interested in any cats we get. So, the otter, the beaver, the cats, the red fox before, and raccoons, he definitely was interested in. So, if you're down to Iowa and have 5 raccoons, they have to be put up raccoons, I believe. I'll find out and clarify that next week. But if you got a bunch of raccoons and you want a price on them, I'll talk to him and see about putting up his name next week, his name and number next week, and you guys can give him a call. If I can help some trappers move some fur, I'll do everything I can. If nothing else, next week, if I can't, he doesn't want me to put up his information, I'll just have you, if you got bigger amounts of coon, send me your information, send me a message, and I'll, give you his name and number. So why don't we just do that, right? If you got a bunch of coon, you're in Iowa or somewhere in the Golden Triangle and got a bunch of coon and want a price on them, send me a message. If you got 5 coon, there, he can't drive there from here to there for 5 coon. You understand. So the other thing is with the beaver, Sarah was talking with a lady she knew, and she said that, she got comfortable in not going out, just trapping, but, your spots are always there, and that there's people crawling all over in her spots, probably on public ground, trapping beaver. I've seen more pictures on Facebook of dead beaver this year than what I've seen probably, I don't know, in 6-7 years, so if you got a spot and you think there's beaver there and you're planning on saving them, you know, it probably isn't going to be, the best idea. I mean, a lot of us like to go out there in the spring, and that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm planning on going out in the spring, trapping beaver like I always do. I'll catch what I can catch. I mean, the catch was down a little bit last year already, and I'm sure it'll be down this year compared to what we usually catch. And that's just how this works. The price goes up, influx of people come in and to catch them, and and that's just how it works. But don't hesitate to get out there if you know there's some beaver. They're going to be good right now. I mean, we're in January, even down south. I mean, they're hatter beaver. It doesn't really matter, but don't hesitate to get out there and get them. It's been damn nice weather in most of the country, so. Also, I said earlier that I didn't have all the otter from last year put up and tanned. We got we sent otter with the feet on and some muskrats that were hooped like beaver, and I sent 2 bobcats. I don't remember. Oh, a mink. There was some other stuff I sent in this shipment to Ben out to Sleepy Creek, and I gotta say he did a good job last year, but his tan job is even better this year than what it was last year. He's doing a great job. I told Sarah, I said, man, he's really doing good, and she agreed. And so if you need anything tanned, Ben out to Sleepy Creek. I mean, he's doing an awesome job. I mean, it's nice soft leather, and I mean, I couldn't have been happier with every single thing that I sent out there. So, but if you send something out there and they get screwed up, it's still not my fault. So you made the decision. But I'm sure it won't. Everything will be fine. But if it isn't, because we drink beer once in a while with Ben and his crew at a couple different conventions, and the one guy, I don't think they let him put a knife in his hand. He gets a little crazy. So, but seriously, they're all good guys. But that guy is crazy. So watch yourself. But we have a lot of fun going out and drinking their beer. Yep, I said drinking their beer. So the what we're going to kind of do. Oh, we had some other big news this week. I was really happy. We got Dunlap Lures Facebook page back. I never thought I would be able to tell you that. It was. I got hacked on November 8th. They have this 2 authorization thing, and where they'll send you a message and say, were you at this place? And then one of the messages they sent was, the hackers, it looked just like Facebook thing. It says, did you log in from Moscow, Russia? And I'm like, sitting in Heron, Michigan, and I'm like, yeah, nope, that wasn't me. So anyways, I said no, and just like I'd done before on Facebook, and basically basically I was sending my information to the freaking hackers. So it was my own fault, but it looked just like Facebook's thing, and it was a shitty deal, and there was at one point where if I'd have known where they were, even out of country, if I thought I could have found them, which I know I can't, it would have been bad. Because I was talking about, like, I'd like to, challenge them to a duel with a Hudson Bay axe, and I'm choosing Hudson Bay axes. That's how pissed off I was, and I know that sounds funny, but I'm dead serious. I would think nothing of, it would be bad. I mean, it's just a Facebook platform. It wasn't the point of that. It was the point of, no different than somebody steals your trap along the road. Is that financially going to break you? No. It's the point of somebody couldn't keep their hands off your shit and they wanted to hurt you. That was the point. It was just old, West justice is what they deserve. Trap thieves or hackers on, the platforms that they just they only care about themselves. And I'm good with somebody only caring about themselves. Just don't have it affect me, So anyways, we got that back. I sent shit to Facebook and back and forth and I don't know, borderline threatening. I even threatened to sue them. I mean, but I did say small claims court. So I told them, I will sue you in small claims court. I thought, well, they can't have a lawyer there. So somebody's got to show up from Facebook or they got to pay me the money. So it's a win-win either way. But anyways, part of me wishes I'd have went down that road just to see what would have happened. But I figured probably I'd get countersued and then have to pay them a bunch of money for not doing their job. So anyways, I got Brittany Dostal from Dostal Digital. Her husband Travis went down to Louisiana with me and Sarah and Mike and J1 last year, and and they did the commercials for us and all that. So look up Dostal Digital. Brittany does an awesome job. You can find some of our commercials she did and check out her work. She and she traps and hunts and everything. But I got Brittany involved, and she started sending emails to them to tell them, that we've been hacked. And anyways, then I got, and Sarah was involved, and she got all the thing written up like they wanted. You had to write it up in a specific manner, and I couldn't do it. I didn't know how to do digital signing with my real signature for them. And you had to write in there about, I solemnly swear that all this information is true and all this other stupid shit. And then I had to send in our DBA credit card with Dunlap lures on it, the, checking account information, you name it. So we send this all in, and then I send them, and I wait. And then they come back and say, well, you should have access to your page. And I'm like, no, I'm still blocked. So then they go and say, well, you have access to it. No, I didn't. So like 2 days later, hadn't heard nothing from them. I got on Facebook and Dunlap Lures popped up. And I'm like, oh my God. So it was a real relief that they had finally done something. I never thought I'd get it back. I was at the point where I was just going to try to get it taken down because on copyright infringement, because once they kicked me off of Dunlap Lures, they were in copyright infringement on everything, so that was the next route. And I was at that stage where I was just going to get it taken down rather than have trappers start getting scammed by them people. So it took from November 8th all the way through till about 3-4 days ago. So that would have been damn near 2 months, I had partial control, through most of it where I could put up posts and stuff like that. But then I seen his name, this guy's name pop up, and I blocked him on there because I thought it was the hacker guy, and then he must have let himself back in, and then he kicked me. So, but anyways, I got it back. So if you see something on there, it definitely was me. And social media, I mean, it's I've met a lot of great people, most of them are great, but I mean, social media, does really suck sometimes. I mean, just you got to worry about getting hacked. Not saying the wrong thing. Somebody, get all upset, butt hurt about something that you're like, that's not even what I meant, because you can't read the emotion like if you're in person or talking on the phone, and then you got so many different varying opinions, and you have some people that trap one day in their whole life, and you got ones that have lots of experience, and so and the one that trap only has read about trapping is telling the guy that's trapped lots of stuff, that he's wrong and wanting to fight and argue, and I mean, there's a lot of positive to it, but some people always make it where it goes negative, and it really is too bad. And it's like there's a post on Trapping Talk tonight where a guy was complaining about dogs getting, people saying about dogs getting caught, and that's the first thing people would see. You know what? Dogs can get caught in traps. That just happens. You let the dog out. These aren't the traps of 1865. I mean, these traps are designed to turn stuff loose. Maybe he'll have a sore foot. Oh well, maybe he'll stay home next time. I know. So that's why the 330s aren't on land. That's why we don't set them next to boat ramps where guys are duck hunting, letting their dogs out run around to pee and poop there. It doesn't matter that they ain't supposed to be doing that. It only matters that we just don't catch their dogs in the conibears. But if you got footholds, dogs run loose and people don't tie them up and they think they got the right to do it. So but this guy, he's all upset about it. But it doesn't have to be a freaking bloodbath on every single thing. And that just seems the way the social media gets a lot of times. And I try not to get caught up in it. And, that's why I suggest, if there's any of you guys that, just turn it off. Turn it off for a day or two. Don't even go on. But certainly don't give it up. I'm not ever going to, probably give it up because I enjoy seeing the pictures of people all over the United States and the world, I mean, how cool is it to see somebody in Australia catching dingoes? I mean, that's pretty cool. Or the guy that's down in South Africa. Well, I say South Africa because that's the only thing I know in Africa is South Africa. But he's somewhere in Africa, and he's catching, crocs that are killing people, all these, what we would consider exotic animals, but they're just the animals there. It's cool to see that, he's protecting people and livestock and stuff in Africa. And, I mean, that's all. I mean, how great is that to be able to see? It's like I was telling Sarah the other day, I said, how awesome is it that we're alive now? It's like people say, I'd like to, I wish I was born 100 years ago, 200 years ago. I'd like to go trapping then. And not me. You know what? Not me. I don't want to have been born 100 years ago or 200 years ago or 500 years ago or 10,000 years ago. I would like to see stuff back then and see how. I don't want to live then. I want to live now. This is the greatest time. I get in my truck. I take some traps and I drive from here to town. And then I think, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm going to stop at Subway. How awesome is that? I think it's awesome. You get down at the end of the day, you smell like a raccoon. You got raccoon blood all over you. You smell like, skinning them. You get that, that raccoon smell from the grease and everything. You go in, you take a shower. I mean, how awesome was that? The only reason Jim Bridger walked or rode a horse or stayed in a tent was because he had to, and he didn't have all this stuff. he would have been, if you just showed up with a Subway sandwich for Jim Bridger, he would have kissed your ass. So, and God only knows what he'd done for a Culver sandwich. I'm just saying, it was the Old West, and so you know what I'm saying. So this is a great time to be alive, and I think if we all just look at it of, the technology and stuff and don't get wrapped up in, and what a perfect time, where we can go and, see and have friends and, see what you caught today, and, it's great. I think a lot of times with the social media, the associations are missing ways to make money. It's like, and we all do this, but, it's like with the associations in the social media, what we have is, it's like, I'll just say like the National Trapper Association. They have the magazine, they get a hold of me, and they want me to, say advertise it. And Rich Fowler runs it, and I really like Rich a lot. He's a good guy. So this has nothing to do with Rich or the NTA. I'm just using them as examples. But they have a Facebook page or a group, right? So what they do is they want me to spend, say, $150 to advertise in this magazine. Well, then they have this, and they have, let's say, 9,000 members. I don't know the exact number, but let's say 9,000. Well, on their Facebook page, they have 6,000. So I'm going to assume a lot of them, or most of them, are NTA members. So that's 6 out of the 9. And I can go on there. I don't, but, there's a lot of people on there. I mean, if you go on the NTA Facebook page, it looks like a running advertisement from some of these guys, So, and I don't even know if they even advertise in the magazine and pay the $150. But, like the NTA, they have 6,000 people or whatever on their page, their Facebook page group. I mean, they could say, hey, if you want to advertise, you get, you get one advertisement a week, or for $50 a month, or I don't know. I'm just spitting numbers out. I haven't put a pencil to it, but them guys will pay. They'll pay. But I mean, it's a good way for some of the associations to make money, and it's fair because anybody can do it. You're not. You want to pay $50, you can do it. You don't want to pay $50, it ain't worth it to you, or you ain't got $50, then you don't. So, there's different ways that they could make money on social media, to generate funds, and there's a lot of other opportunities like that also. So, I look at the positive side of things most of the time. Do I get down in the dumps and do I get negative? Absolutely. Anybody that says that they don't is on double the pills I'm taking. Okay, so you'd have to be on double the pills if you're never ever sad, you're never ever depressed, you're never nothing. But I do try to look at the positive and find the solution to the problem, and generally when I get like down in the dumps or depressed and it lasts for a day or two, generally when I come out the other side, I'm on fire to do whatever, and like I'm gonna depressed about this or that, and when I come out the other side, I'm on fire to go out and kick ass on whatever I'm doing. So usually, sometimes it takes a couple days of depression to get the fire. It's like the smoke, and then you see some flames, and all of a sudden she's shooting. The kindling's burning hot. So I know that I look at this stuff in a positive light, but I don't see any other way to look at it. I mean, I think that the NTA and these associations could, really start doing things on social media to make and generate money. Get people to donate. Protect your pets. Protect your pets. Donate to the National Trapper Association. I made an ad up and I'm not good at making ads, but I would like to know if they ever got any money donations, because they got like 100,000 views, I think, on that video or something. It might even been more than that. I put in this like on like when they have the Humane Society or one of them shithead association, things, they come on there and they got this sad music playing, and it's so sad. And then they show the one-eyed dog, the ears been ripped off, 3 legs, the tail's, chopped, and then they say, are you sitting in your warm home? Are you, eating good food? Well, these dogs are starving to death. Here, donate to us and we'll, right? I mean, that's what they do. They play on emotions of people. That's what they do. Because you know what? The thing is that most people are, like when we're talking about trapping, yeah, we love trapping and stuff like that. We're not coming at it from an emotional level. The antis and the crazies are emotional, and that's why they use that emotion in those ads to get people to donate that money. I say we do the same damn thing, because the ad that I had, now if we go and put up, if the NTA went on a national thing or just run it on social media and said, all right, so you got this coyote running down the road, all right, and it's got a coyote, and it's got let's say a calico cat. Are you picturing it? There's houses on each side. It's a subdivision, and that coyote runs past, and I've seen the footage, and he stops and looks, and he's got the cat dead hanging in his mouth. All right, so you got that, and you're playing some music, and then you start playing the sad music, and you cut to the little girl with the tears coming down her face. Fluffy's dead. Fluffy's dead. I wish I would have had somebody to protect my cat. And then go to the donation to the NTA. Help us help protect your loved one cat's bullshit, whatever, and then have them people donate on their emotions to us. They're gonna donate. I put that, like I said, I did an ad. It wasn't very good, but it wasn't bad. For who was doing it, wasn't bad. But I would like to know if they ever got a donation for anybody, and I'm not even sure they could even tell me. But I put up, donate to the NTA to protect your loved ones and blah blah blah. And anyways, I just think that we could use the anti's bullshit against them, and like I say, I'm always positive. Do I know it'll work? Hell yes, I know it'll work. I know that somebody out there will donate, and then you could run ads, help protect, the turkeys, and help protect blah blah blah, all the stuff we know that we're doing, put it out there. A lot of sportsmen and stuff, they would donate to, help protect, the turkeys and help the NTA and, stuff. So, I think the big money maker would be on protecting that little crying girl's cat, so. But, like I said, there's a lot of stuff out there that these associations could do to generate money. And then, then if this conventions don't turn off good or whatever, their main fundraisers, it's not that is big a deal, or you only made half on your convention because it was in a shitty spot. I mean, you could still make, still got all this income coming in from, all the crazies. So, on the commercial, we probably shouldn't call them crazies, that probably would be, not right, but they are. So, anyways, I would love to be involved in something like that, with helping the NTA and doing all that, and I think it would be great. Or they could do it on their own and me not involved at all. But I would love to just see but I would like to know what happened. Just tell me the first run of it, how much you got donations. That's all I want to know. I think it'd be great. So the next part, what we're going to kind of cover is if you get any questions, like a lot of times if you're a beginner trapper or whatever, you go ahead and send us me or Sarah messages on Facebook, because we're going to try and have it, as long as we get the messages, answer some questions on here, about, whatever the questions are you ask. Justin asked, wondering if Simply Mice will work for catching weasels. Yeah, the thing is when you're weasel trapping, it will 100% work for trapping weasels. In fact, a lot of times we use, me or Sarah's mouse bait in the boxes, because one of the biggest food of the weasels are mice. And so what we always do is, you got your bait in the back of the box, and a lot of times you'll start catching them. The mice will come through and you'll catch them, and then even in them big rat traps, especially with them big pans, I mean, it just smashes them. And I'll take it out, throw it in the back of the box. Sometimes you'll have 10, 12, 14, 15 mice in the back of this box. Anyways, it's crazy as hell, because it looks like a horror show. If you were only big enough to stand in that box and look at this, it would be like a horror show, because the mice start eating each other. The live ones coming in go over the dead one in the trap, or get by the trap and go in the back and eat the other ones. And then you can see mouse trail coming out of blood, with mouse footprints. It's like crazy as hell. But so, that just makes that box better and better and better and better. And, a lot of times, I haven't done it recently, but we'll take them boxes out and set them, like outside along a brush line or something, where the mice can start getting in there and building nests and stuff. And, if you can get, start getting that mouse smell in there, in that wood, it just makes it so much better, and, so that's why I say we definitely use, like, Simply Mice will 100% work in the back of the box. And then what we'll do is put a little bit of weasel lure in there, and then, like Hellfire, holy water on the outside of the box, not on the box, just like on a stick right there to, it's like a long call. Same way you would do it with like coyotes or bobcats or anything. You're just doing it on a smaller level, with the weasels. We had a couple. This is just one question. He keeps getting dug out, but can't see trap, and uncovered my pan. There was another one. Sarah showed me a video of, he's getting dug out, and he's got sheep's wool, and the sheep's wool is pulled out. The thing is, I'm always like in these positions where I think, I'm not there, so I can't see it. But my first gut reaction, and a lot of people that's trapped for a long time, their first gut reaction is when you're dug up, it's not a coyote. Not saying it isn't a coyote. Generally they're not coming in there like, and I know that coyotes will dig up a trap, but generally what it is, it's a raccoon. If it's flipped over, it's a lot of times it's a raccoon. If your pan is just uncovered, your pan, I found that with them wire pan covers, if I use them in certain areas of the United States, they get the dirt dug off of them. There's them. I don't know if it's mice or squirrels or what it is, but something comes in there and uncovers that trap. Like the pan, where the pan cover is. They want to eat it or breed it, or I don't know what the hell they want to do, but they want to do something with that pan. Because if I don't use that and switch over to wax paper, I don't have that problem. So, and that's why a lot of times, I'll use wool down in my dirt holes. It'll keep the lure, composition better down in the hole or under, on your flat set. But I use it down in that hole because if I come there and that is pulled out of there, I know my bait ain't down in there no more. It's like a flag, like on a tip up that lets me know that there's an issue, because if everything in that hole is gone, that's not any good. I put it there because I figured, wanted them to come in there and get caught. But if there's nothing there, there's no reason for them to come in there. So the first thing is if you're getting dug up, like this gentleman or the one I watched the video, just make sure. I've done it myself. That's how I know what you're going through. Is I've done it myself. If I'm after a coyote and something happens, a coyote dug it up. If I can't see tracks of anything else, a coyote dug it up. If I'm after bobcats, a bobcat messed it up, or a gray fox. Whatever I'm after is the animal that, and I know that because that's what I do. I've done that myself, and probably still will do that. That's just a natural reaction. That's what my mind's on, and that's what I figured did it. So just make sure that it's the animal, that digging it up or messing with it that you really think. Really bear down and look and see what's going on there, and if you start seeing coyote tracks standing on your pan, or on the pan, but on the jaw line, stuff like that, then you can do stuff like, put a little blocking off to the side, I'm talking little, maybe start, picking spots where the grass is thicker, and there's a bare spot, and you could put that trap there. So, there's different things you can do for that. But on the main question, just make sure that that's what's digging up your trap, because sometimes it is, but a lot of times it isn't. Because generally, if you get dug up by a coyote, generally, not always, what's happened is you set that coyote's just coming into that set because he smells that set and he's coming into it. And what'll happen is let's say he's supposed to come in. Your set is set up that he's coming in from the south, going north, and he's going right across your trap and going to hit that hole. Okay, that means the wind has to be blowing across that set that way. If you reverse that and the wind is blowing the other way, he's just smelling that coming up out of that hole. He doesn't know that there's a hole there. He's just smelling it and digging in from the back side he can smell something down in there, and so he starts trying to dig into it, and that's what happens when you get dug out a lot of times. Not every time, just a lot of the time. So my other suggestion, as a fur trapper, and I know this isn't what you want to hear, if you actually get a smart coyote that is digging you out on all these sets and stuff, I don't want to catch that one. I want to catch the easy ones and move on, But if you're there and have to do it, there's different things you can do. You can, have your set and leave your set right where it's at, because he has to be standing somewhere to, dig that pan off. Let's say he's digging that pan off, just running his foot across it. He's got to be standing somewhere. So you figure where he's going to be standing, and then put a blind set in there, even if you had to put in 2 blind sets, and let him come back in there and do it. The other thing is you can set on that back side and just put a trap there. He's already got the bait and lure pegged, and if he's trying to dig in from the backside, just put a trap there. I've done that multiple times. Because the wind switched and he started digging from the back, and rather than make another set and all that, I just set on the backside and leave everything the same way. And you come back and there's the coyote, in the trap or, on the drag. So, the next question is well, DP bait stolen by mice. And, them things, mice, and up here, we have a lot of problems with them red squirrels. And I'm sure, other parts of the northern states have them red squirrels. But the mice are, especially like in Iowa, they're a pain in the ass. They, once they find it, you're almost better off picking the trap up and moving it somewhere else. Because, like, if I showed up there at, let's say, 11 o'clock today, and I filled that trap right to the top, and I always sprinkle some on the ground, because I think it helps to get them coon to stop. Spray some DP sauce on there, choke cherry, or put some firefly on there. When I come back the next day at 11 o'clock, there's not a scrap left in there. There's none around it. Them freaking mice have cleaned that damn thing right out. Because there is apparently a shitload of mice in Iowa. So when they find it, but there are things you can do. Especially if you're running, let's say, like 12 traps, 24 traps, 6 traps, 30 traps. You start getting up into, running 200, 400 traps, DPs, it makes it tougher because then you have to do everything 400 times or 200 times, and every trap I have, I don't have problems with the mice. It's just certain spots, but there's certain things you can do if you have a smaller amount of traps, and that's going to be the general consensus with most people is that they're running a dozen or 2 traps. I built the caps. I took washers. I took a washer and like a flat washer. It would cover this top of the trap. And nothing could get in there if I laid it on top. And then I went and got the dowels. And I cut a dowel, long enough to go down into the trap, maybe 3 inches. And I went and took a screw and screwed that dowel right to that washer. And there's different variations of this that you can do with different things, but then you could go and put that down in there. You'd have the dowel that would go down into the trap, and then you have the washer on top. And if it's best to put an eye screw in there, and then you can wire to your trap. Otherwise, you get the damn, coons running off with them, which we're going to talk about with the golf balls here in a second. But, I preferred, them caps. The problem is they don't get usually chewed up in one time, but, the coon are sitting there and they end up, the baits, it's got the bait smell on the wood. And, over time, the coons will chew the damn, dowel up or off, so it's one more thing that has to be fixed. And I just was like, I'd rather get out and bait them. I need the exercise anyways. I don't want to, mess with these, more shit tangled up. It's already bad enough with the DPs getting tangled up. You got the caps with the cable and, and then you got 300 traps all tangled up. It'd be like, but basically about like dealing with the 330s with the safety hooks on them on Dukes, all in a pile. You pull up one and you got 7. So the other thing you can do is, if you have access to golf balls, you could drill a hole through the golf ball, take an eye bolt, and, because I was talking to a guy online this morning, and that's what kind of brought this up in my mind is, he said, do you ever use golf balls? And I says, no, I made the caps. And I says, but he said, well, the damn coon keep taking off with them. And I'm like, yeah, you got to do this. And, drill a hole through the golf ball, take the eye bolt and, get one, I don't know the length, let's say 4 inches, 4 or 5 inches. You want it like 3 inches below the golf ball. You want the top part so you can wire it off to your trap so they can't take off with the golf ball. And the bottom part makes it so like if a mouse comes up there or something, they can't just push it off. It'll, the bolt part is down in the trap. You got your golf ball setting on top of the DP. The bolt is down in there, and when it, and then it will hit on each side if they try to roll it, just roll it off, right? So, that gives you another option. But if you don't wire it to the trap or cable it to the trap, then they're just going to take off with it and your bolt. So it's basically whatever somebody wants to do. Those are a couple of options of for the DPs. I'd like to sit there and just shoot the mice, and then bring them back to life and shoot them again. I was so aggravated with them. But it gives you a couple options that if you're just starting out, you might not know. The other thing is, I had a question from Chad Lane. He was asking me, he's listening to the trapping radio, and a lot of times, there's people go back and listen to the older episodes and stuff, and he wanted to know how to listen to trapping radio the first one Clint did all the way up through 85, and what those was on trapping radio, the original one, on a different server. We're trying to get them. Basically, Quint's IT guy, we have trouble trying to get him to do anything. I mean, I'm just being honest. We can't get him to hardly do anything or return calls back or anything else. Clint says he's a really nice guy, and I'm sure he is. He's just busy. But I'm rubbing my head. So we are working on getting. I want the first episode through 85. So if it's at all humanly possible or unhumanly possible to get those, we will get them, because there's a lot of episodes in there. I don't remember Clint's first episode. I want to hear Quint on the first episode. What the hell was he talking about? What did he talk about in the first episode? And the other thing, it wasn't called Trapping Radio 2.0 or Trapping Radio. It was Trapping Across America was what he was calling it. So, it'd be interesting to, listen to it and hear go from 1, listen to 2 and 3, and then skip up to, 250 or 400 and, hear how Clint progressed. It'd be interesting. He definitely had different thoughts, in the beginning than what he had towards the end on stuff. So, the other, what we're doing is we've been super busy, and that's why this didn't get done. It put up on Friday, like I had hoped. People are trapping. It's like everybody says, trapping is dying, and I don't see it. I go to F&T, swamped. Go to Funky's, swamped. You talk to this person that's in the industry, swamped. Everybody's sending in orders, swamped. And it's an awesome problem to have, and everybody is grateful. But it's like you see other people are saying, well, trapping is dying and there is no other. Bullshit. It's not dying. Do we need to keep our foot on the gas pedal? Absolutely. But, basically, if you think trapping is dying, you need to expand your circle and get some more trappers in your circle. Because to me, I talk to new trappers every day. Almost every day I talk to new people getting into it or asking questions and, how do I, what kind of traps should I order? This and that. And, so I only see it as expanding, because if we lose some off the back end, we're not really losing them. They might have to, a change in their job, or they had to quit now. They couldn't afford to do it, with, because the fur in their area isn't worth a lot if they had, like Southern Coon. We're not losing them. They're just not participating at this point. But if we're picking up new people, I don't see how we're losing people. I mean, so to me, I think trapping's growing. I mean, I know I have a difference of opinion than a lot of people, but just because I have a different of opinion, it doesn't make me wrong. So I guess if you go by that, it doesn't mean I'm right either. But but in my opinion, I'm not wrong. Which I guess that would mean that that in somebody else's opinion, I could be wrong. So there's people getting into trapping. That I can prove. Are they getting involved in the associations? No, a lot of them aren't. What is the reasons behind that? I have a few ideas, but I don't know for sure. They just, people aren't into joining stuff like they used to be. Are any of you young guys out there, did you go join, like, I don't know, like the Lions Club, or, did you join, like, the Eagles, where you can go over and drink? And, most young people aren't, they ain't going joining stuff like that. They're not joining it, organizations and all that. So who knows? But I don't think, because if the numbers go down in associations, that doesn't mean that people aren't getting into trapping. It just means they're not joining that association. And like I said, that's my opinion. But that's the only one I got. So I'm sure I'll hear other opinions. Great. But anyways, we are trying to get Trapping Radio 1 through 85, Chad and everybody else, and we really want to get them. And the other thing is, if you go, we've been putting up a lot of videos, especially when our Dunlap Lures Facebook page was gone. I've been putting up some more videos and stuff on there lately, since I got it back. But I've really been putting up a lot of videos on YouTube, and our channel is really growing, and I really appreciate everybody going on there and supporting it and stuff. It's under Dunlap Lures /She Traps, and we also are running the Predator Control Group YouTube. So, we're trying to put some videos up on there, and I'm having fun. I love it. I love all this. It's all puts me right in direct contact with trappers, and you get to see, if you can touch somebody out there. My only goal, I want to sell stuff. My only goal, what really I love, is I put up a video, and I make it the video so that a guy's sitting there with his kids, and he will says, you know what, that dingbat can go out there and he's having fun. I think I can do that, and my kids would love to go do that, and they give us something to do outside. Or a guy that deer hunts wants to, go out and, catch some coon, and, he gets involved in trapping. That is my goal. I want to get as many people into this trapping in our lifestyles as I can, and that is what I do love that. I don't care if somebody knows I got somebody into trapping. I'm not looking for a pat on the back. I just personally love that planting the seed. I'm a Christian. I'm piss poor Christian. I was raised Southern Baptist, and the problem is I'm accountable. You're accountable for everything that you know. And that's the problem, is I know a lot. and it makes me accountable for a lot, but like the Christian, this isn't going to turn into a preaching thing. This is just, to help get trappers. It's like, just because you plant the seed and then somebody else waters it, and then, if you got it in good soil, you're going to see the fruit bear. And that is a Christian, that is come, from the Bible, and it's a Christian, message. But if you take that into the trapping world, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with, taking, what God teaches us and, use it on others. If you plant the seed of trapping in someone, and even though, somebody else waters it, like, and they see another video and somebody else waters it, it definitely, you'll see the fruit bear on it, and that's why I'm so glad that, there's so many people getting into YouTube and, putting up YouTube videos, and, we're all planting the seeds, we're all watering the seeds, and we're all working together. Even though we're not working together, it is working together. And, I'm glad all the guys are out there with the videos and showing their kids and, showing this and showing that. Because somebody I can reach, you may not be able to reach. Somebody reversed, and, somebody with taking kids out will be able to touch somebody, and get them that spark going with, with the kids. So, if you're not doing a YouTube channel, you might want to think about doing one. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to do it for money. You can, you get 1,000 subscribers, you can make a few bucks off of it. And, I see some people saying, I don't get paid by YouTube. I just do it, I'll tell you what, great. That's great for you. But you know what? If I get a liberal, anti-trapping organization to give me money to let me put content on their thing, and they'll give me $20, I'm taking the $20. So I get to reach people, and you're going to pay me. And it's not coming one penny out of a trapper's pocket. And I get to reach people I might be able to get into trapping. I think this is a hell of a deal. Sign me up. So, to each their own, but I'm taking the $20 every time. So, if you ain't got a YouTube channel started, you don't have to do it for the money. You can be a principalist, but you can also be a principalist with $20. So, think about starting a channel. Be out there watering the seeds and planting the seeds, and all we got to do is just just show what we're doing, and people will be interested. They've lost their way. We just need to bring them back to their common sense. Some of them it's too far gone, and they had none, and too much inbreeding. But the ones that have only lost their common sense, it wasn't bred out of them. We'll bring them back. The other ones, we don't want them anyways. They're just shitheads. Like a Nancy Pelosi type. Did I say that? All right, we're out of here. Tune in next week. Probably hurt somebody's feelings again. So, anyways, thank you all for tuning in, and all the encouraging messages you send about how much you like the show. It really does help. It really does help. So, anyways, I just thank everybody, for every trapper out there, for all you've done for me through my whole life. And, I know Sarah feels the same way, and trappers always been really good to me. Some of them been real assholes, but as a whole, I'm talking as a whole, not the couple dipshits, which we'll probably talk about it on some show, the dipshits. But I'm talking about the whole trapping community has been good to me. So, they always have been. Get out there and kill something.